Yes.
All right, boys, enjoy. The stream's back by the look of it. We'll kick off soon. We'll probably just keep practicing. Welcome back to Sensational TV viewers. It's another dose of the midweek madness they call the Wednesday Cup here, run by AK Racing and proudly brought to you by us here at Sensational. Me, Chris Munro, in the box, joined as always by my partner in crime here, Zach O'Reilly, to the left. What is going to happen here tonight? We've got at least 20 on the track, I think, at the moment, and it's shaping up to be a bit of a hot affair out there.
Yeah, definitely a hot affair, and speaking of crime, there's probably plenty off track as well. We are in Brazil, ladies and gents, for Interlagos, but wowee, what a turnout. 20 cars on the grid tonight. It's going to be sensational, and with the qualifying format coming our way and guys lacking at the moment on the practice server, it's going to be interesting. But we are in round 5, ladies and gents, and it has got 2 more to go in this championship, and Interlagos is the best circuit in the world. Ron Marshall saying the music is still blaring in his ears, so he can't hear any of us.
It's gone.
It's gone. See you later. So that's it. Copyright for YouTube. Thank you very much. Coming our way, and we'll enjoy that. But it's good to have you back here, Christopher Munro. Week off. Everyone in Queensland has been summoned to the flood gods, and the ones that are not affected are here, and the ones that are, sadly, are not with us again.
Yeah, a little bit wet and not in a good way. So hopefully everyone's out there travelling well as they can in the unfortunate Alfred situation. But besides that, we're back out here racing tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It is round 5 at Interlagos. We'll let's have a look at some standings. If I can find it here on my little thing. My MIDI controller has shit the bed, ladies and gents, but someone who isn't shitting the bed is Alex McEwen. He's right out there in front, 591 points. Just behind his boots there is Jake Buttigieg, not too far away. Matt Munro as well. So all these guys in the 500 range. Matt Tyus Falzon down there in 4th. We've got Simons up there in 5th. He's doing well as well this season. And Senior Buttigieg down there in 6th. He'll be cheering with that, keeping up the bargaining for the senior citizens out there. I'm sure he's not that old, but he's killing it anyway, flying the flag. Andre Elliott there in 7th with Brodie Barber, Nathan Hughes, and Scott McEwen as well. Another of the elder statesmen up there in the top 10, Zach.
I'll tell you what, they're doing excellent, the elder statesmen around here at AK Racing. And mind you, both of those gentlemen are the older of the two in the last name department. You can see that on the screen. We've got junior and senior here of two family members. Good to see him in the top 10. Paul's actually pretty quick at the moment on the practice server, Chris. He's 8th at the moment, so he's inside the top 10, which is cracking stuff from him. Scotty McEwen's in 16th, but nonetheless, he's putting it to the young fellas here. Seeing a bit of a trend now. He's getting the groove. That $38,000 sim rig of his is finally coming to fruition.
Yeah, he's sitting up there in the top 10, currently having a little bit of a scrap with Brody Barber there as well. So having a little bit of fun in the free practice server here before we get things going in qualifying. He's got his son up there as well, having a bit of fun. This track is going to serve up some absolute battling, ladies and gents. It's done it over the years in every kind of category you can think of. And now it's the Praga R1's turn to put on a show here tonight. We're going to go racing very shortly. We're going to check out what we're up against tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go racing. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are at Interlagos. It's 15 turns of windy, downforce-laden hell out there, but it'll be a hell of a lot of fun as well. 4.3 kilometres is the length of this circuit. We are around 5. Disregard that graphic there. I thought I updated it. 7 minutes qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you quick fire. Following that is the always 15-minute racing. Race 1, Race 2, 16 minutes long with a top 10 reverse grid. Race 3, 17 minutes, the longest of the three, with a top 12 reverse grid. So the guys up the back get a chance to have a go right up the front. The man out there in front to catch this week in the practice server was my younger brother, Matthew Munro, with a 135.1. He is he's actually just been eclipsed in the server by Jake Buttigieg. So that is going to be an absolute battle for the ages, Zach O'Reilly.
1.4 tenths or 400ths of a second could be the difference between getting pole as well. But these guys, 135.094. Matt Munro's done about 4,000 laps, Christopher, so he's got no excuses tonight to be anywhere. But they're having a good fun there in the practice server nonetheless. And as you said, the racing is going to be absolute prime here tonight at Interlagos. Delivers in any conditions, rain, hail, or shine, so to speak. So we're excited here. And without further ado, it is time to get into it. Let's get qualifying, ladies and gents. Go and get those condiments served up. Get everyone ready. Get all your straps and belts and maybe some ticklers sitting there just to get yourself in the groove for racing here, ladies and gents. Put your race helmets on. We'll be back here for qualifying. Sensational TV in just a hot second.
qualifying time, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers has been told it's been lifted to an 8-minute qualifying, just to let the guys get stuck in a minute early. Just that's because we're nice fellas around here, Zach O'Reilly. We give the drivers what they want. We have big ears. We listen to the people.
Yeah, I reckon the elephants in the safari at the moment have got nothing on the size of our ears collectively. That's for sure. We love our competitors, and 25 seconds left before they start to go out. We are going to be on like Donkey Kong here in qualifying. Is it going to be Jake Buttigieg? Is it going to be Matt Munro? Is Alex McEwen just going to come through and trump them all, the championship leader at this time? We're going to find out in about 8 minutes and 8 seconds time. By the time they all go out and start getting those tyres warmed up, the word on the wire is, Chris, one slide, and that is all she wrote there. And Matt Munro went out 2 seconds early. That is going to be a 5 great place grid penalty for the first race for him. So he is now out of the question. For pole position is Matt Munro, but he's got a clean track. And these guys know that one slip up around here with the thermal specs on the tyres, are literally one slide away from disaster for a lap and a half. So keep it clean and mean, boys, and that's what's going to happen. But if you get that lap time in, you're going to be sweet.
Yeah, and who else is sweet is Heather Hughes in the chat, donating a $5 to the boys out here tonight, and a little note to her son, Nathan Hughes. Go Hughesy, I think she said. It was a go Nathan. Good luck, Hughesy. She's chiming in on the nickname train as well. So thank you very much, Heather, for the support. It's good to see Zach O'Reilly, all the fans getting involved here tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Look at the chat. We've got Colin in there. We've got Michael. We've got Ron. We've got Heather. We've got Jesse. All sitting in there. And Faz is too. He is rock solid at the moment. So his jeans have just grown about 3 sizes, I reckon, watching the broadcast here at the moment. But we are about to start the first flying lap around here with Mr. Munro. And if he is about to start and cross the finish line, he is right now. Let's get on board with him and go for a lap around here at Interlagos. I'm going to call it because there's clear bias in the Munro household here.
Yeah, go for it.
On the commentators. Flying across the front, straight finish line we go. Break at the 50-metre board. Heavy downforce on these Pragas. Wide apex. Slide it onto the entrance there, does Matt Munro. That'll cost him some time there. Uses all the apex and curbs that he possibly can to keep the wheel as straight as possible in the long sweeping turn 3 down the second of the straights here at Interlagos underneath the Crypto.com signage. Then it's downhill into a braking zone, which is an off-camber left-hander coming your way here. Matt Munro shifts down a couple of gears into 3rd place. Now he's got to run it wide there, not too wide, so we'll get a track cut. Use every single bit of width of this Interlagos circuit. Climb up the hill. Get the car settled in. Point it in. Brake here. Get down a gear. And throttle that car perfectly around the corner. Not under any modulation sort of thing. Then a heavy braking zone. Very tricky corner to do. And Nat Munro's one wide there. Absolutely lost it there. So this is a banker lap, but not the best of for him at the moment. It's trying to get that car all up to temp in the tyre and brake department, proving difficulty here for Matt Munro, but nonetheless has got it nailed for this other right-hander coming our way. We've only got 3 corners to go, and then we're back at the start-finish straight. It's all over before you think about it, ladies and gents. Full beans down this corner into the heavy braking zone for the last left-hander of the circuit. Uphill now. If you don't get this corner right, you are absolutely done for all money when it comes to racing, because they will suck you all the way up the straight. Heaps of Brazilians at the moment, all the mamacitas sitting around there just watching for some sucking action. And Matt Munro is literally going to need some of that at this point in time. Across the line and do a 135 something. By the time we get there, it's going to be a 136 dead to start his opening account. But he's already been pipped by Jake Buttigieg by 1.1 seconds. Will Kirk's got him too. Andre Alex slotted in right behind him for 4th.
Yeah, these guys still got a bit of tyre life left, and I think maybe the second hot lap is when these tyres do come into their own. So you'll see these times just keep tumbling as these drivers just keep circulating around. At the moment, Will Kirk up there in 2nd position doing fantastically tonight. He's got Jake Buttigieg in front of him on track as well. So that's a good man to chase, I think, in this circuit. The timing is perfect because Jakey boy is coming into a bit of form. So he has done a 34.9. Will Kirk only about 8/10 behind, but he is improving, I think. But Jake Buttigieg has gone purple in the first sector, mind you. So we're just going to go and ride on board, actually, in the cockpit and see the wheelwork of the current provisional pole sitter here, Jake Buttigieg. Who is that in front? Matt Munro, just massive big smoke signals there. So that is not going to help his lap times at all around this circuit. As you can see, Jake Buttigieg just closing in on the visual here as well. And certainly that will reflect on the timing towers once we go across the line. But he's gone slower in the second sector. He might be able to make it up here in the third, but we're gonna sit tight and see what he can post here. I'm assuming it's gonna be an improvement because, certainly these guys were doing 131s in practice, so this will be shaving a couple of seconds off, I imagine. No, only a couple of tenths. Jake Buttigieg, a 134.7. Will Kirk, Matt Munro now dropped down to third. That's Will Kirk overtaking him as well, with Andre Elliott sitting in fourth position.
Yeah, good stuff from Doc at the moment. He's driving the wheels off that car. He's really in the groove, is Doc, at the moment. He's got a lot of patients coming into his clinic, plenty of bulk billings, and the account is starting to fill up on his end once again over there in Kiwi land. Falzon, not too far behind him, only 600ths away from pinching Andre Elliott's fourth place too, so look out for him. And then we've got a bit of a gap spread between Brody Barber all the way down the field, but it's going to get heated up. We've still got 2 and a bit laps here left of hot lap qualifying to go. Fergo is outside the top 10 at the moment. Andrew Ferguson, get your gallop on, son. Get that fiery Scottishman attitude that we know you've got underneath you and get it into the top 10, for goodness sake. But anyway, he's going for another lap here. Oh, and he's on the slide too. That's not going to be the best way to start your lap. He's going to be a good 40 or 50 kilometres an hour slower by the time he comes around onto the start-finish straight to start his next lap, and he's cutting every apex trying to make it as short as possible to the next timing tower, which is the start-finish line. Let's see what he can do in the next minute and 50-odd seconds to go here for qualifying. He's not going to improve on that one because that was his spinning lap at this moment. But nonetheless, we've got Jake Buttigieg in first. We've got Will Kirk second. Matt Munro provisionally third there. Andre Elliott now 4 tenths away from him, with Falzon hot on his heels for fifth. Brody Barber in sixth. Hughes seventh. McFadden, Brian's cousin, has been given a new incentive, Christopher Munro.
Ooh, what is that?
Brian's taken away the paycheck because McFadden's been doing too well. He's been stealing millions off him. To every position inside the top 10, he gets 10,000 hair follicles added to his head by the time it comes around. So he's on here for another 20,000 hair follicles, is McFadden. He's got to get himself up there, get some hair back on that big, shiny baldness of his. But we'll see what we can do with 1 minute left in qualifying. Who knows what's going to happen here?
Yeah, we might have to schedule a couple of races in Turkey for next season so he can get it done on the cheap. So there you go, a little tip there. But Alex McEwen finally joins the rest of his crew there in the top 5. He was sitting down there in last for most of this qualifying session, and now he's just decided it's time to light him up. He's currently 3 tenths off Matt Munro's time and 8 tenths overall off Jake Buttigieg's time. So the tracks may be proving to be a little bit slower tonight. Am I tripping, or did I remember them doing 131s in qualifying, or was that in practice, or was that a 135? I can't remember.
Can't remember. It doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter.
Whatever's happening now is what's happening. So we'll just keep our eyes on
Live
that.
it in the past.
Live it in the past, as they say. Don't do that. You go absolutely Scott mad. But no, nonetheless, we have ticked down into the final 3 seconds of qualifying, and Buttigieg's going to get another go. Everyone else here at the moment is done for all money. That is the checkered flag wave. Doc has put it in the pits early. The chef at the moment and truly overcooked the lamb rib, the lamb shank there, and he's done. Munro, however, needs to get a better time on the board, but he's yellow in all sectors according to that timing tower at the moment. So I don't know if he's going to improve it. He's not. He's put in the pits, so he's done. Kirk's done as well. McEwen, however, is also done. He's out. No, he's not. He's on the prow. He was 3 tenths down on his personal best, and he found another 3 tenths. And what has he got in the final sector here? He's green in the middle. What can he do in the final? Is it going to be a purple? Can he overtake Matt Munro? I don't think he's going to be able to do it, whether it is an improvement or not.
No.
As he gets over the line, no, he's out of it. No way. Nowhere near, unfortunately, for Alex McEwen. Falzon is still circulating as well, but he's going slow. So I think that is qualifying done and dusted. Hughes is slow too. Warwick's out of it as well. And that is your qualifying done, run and won, ladies and gents. Let's have a look at the overall results there for now. Jake Buttigieg's bang, put it on pole by 3 tenths of a second over the captain And Matt Munro, the quicker of the two, in third place. Mr. DNQ is queuing this season, that's for sure. He is qualifying. He can still be DNQ. He can be DQ. Did qualify, actually.
Did qualify.
Did qualify. Doc in fifth. The Maltese Marvel in sixth. Brian's cousin, seventh. Hughes is Merv's love child in eighth. Ergo in ninth. And Corporal Senior in 10th with the haircut, chef, Wardy Ward. Who is that? That's Steve Kendrick there in...
Warwick.
No, Warwick. Sorry, I can't. Oh, Kendrick. Jesus, how am I going? Ezra Simmons and Sam Bensley with Scotty McEwen rounding out the final grid for quali.
Absolutely cracking stuff. Close times there, as always, here in the Wednesday Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up very shortly will be race 1, so do not go anywhere. Go and get your drinks refilled. Your whatever you're smoking, get that refilled as well. Whatever you're drinking, it's all good times here down here at the Wednesday Cup here at Sensational TV. Don't go anywhere, because coming right up is race 1. We're down here now in the thick of it, ladies and gents. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go before we kick this one off. Get your predictions in the chat. Colin Black he reckons Fergo for the win, to which we reply, we'll give him 20-1. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good odds. I'd probably have a little sniff at Fergo for 20-1. So who else is up for a big, for a big upset tonight? Get your tips in the chat, ladies and gents. Zach, who are your tips for tonight?
Well, my tips, it's going to be pretty hard. I think it's a three-way battle. Well, four-way battle, I reckon. It's who's going to keep it straighter between Buttigieg, Kirk, Munro and McEwen, that's for sure. They also age like fine wine, those guys, as the racing goes on. So if we see anything to come to fruition in the race 1, just wait till race 2 and 3, ladies and gents. It's going to be exciting here. And speaking of exciting, apparently the music is not exciting enough for Colin Black. He's just saying, can we get some racing type music, please? Well, my dear friend, we will deliver.
What do we want? Motley Crue on repeat.
Yeah, we'll put Motley Crue on. We'll put Kickstart Our Heart on. We'll put a bit of Outlaw as well on too there for you, so we don't get copyright claim, Colin, just to keep you happy, me old son, in the chat there. But it is on like Donkey Kong here. Big race coming our way, ladies and gents. Jake Buttigieg and Will Kirk share the front row. Matt Munro and McEwen right next to each other on the second. Andre Elliott, Matthias Falzon off the third. McFadden Hughes off the fourth, with Andrew Ferguson and Paul Buttigieg sharing the fifth row there too as well, with the haircut. Chef, Ward, Warwick, Simmons, Bensley and McEwen rounding out the grid here with 1 minute and 4 seconds left. The nerves are building. The tension is rising. It's all going to happen here at the MCG here tonight at Brazil at Interlagos. Race 1, 15 minutes of hardcore racing coming our way shortly, Christopher Munro. That is our prediction. So anyone, but burnout tunes is what Heather wants for the next one too. Geez, we're getting all the requests here. YouTube won't like us. 44 seconds to go. Let's get ready.
Let's get ready for a start, ladies and gents. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than the tunes of these little engines revving up, because we're about to hear that kick off, and hopefully no tears spilt around the first couple of turns. There's been a couple of predictions in the chat saying there could be carnage, but I think these top 5 are going to be absolutely cutthroat here tonight. There will be no love lost, but hopefully plenty of respect gained out there. We've got 14 seconds to go for a start. Who's going to get the whole shot? Who's on the inside there? That is Will Kirk, so he might be able to just pull a little cheeky on Jake Buttigieg around the outside, but that remains to be seen yet, because we're about to get ready for a start, ladies and gentlemen, here for race 1 tonight, and it's a pretty good start there by Jake Buttigieg. He will lead into turn 1. Will Kirk just comes in narrow as well, but here comes Alex McEwen just sneaking up the inside there. Matt Munro around the outside of Kirk as well, just chiming in there, and they all just slot in one by one. Alex McEwen goes up a position in front of Andre Elliott. Let's ride on board with Elliott, because he has got the view of the century here. The top 4 just swerving around down the side straight here, turning into turn 4. Looks like Kirk's going to have a little dip at Munro, and absolutely hip and shoulders him, but he turns around. He's off the circuit. Matt Munro climbs back onto the circuit unscathed, but loses a couple of positions out of it. He'll be absolutely spewing about that, but maybe a bit of return medicine for a few weeks ago. Here we are with Nathan Hughes now all over the back of Matt Munro. We see the rest of the field come streaming through really nicely. No chaos up the back as well. Everyone keeping it mean and clean here for race 1 tonight. That may change as we go into race 2. Matt Munro just getting all sorts of sideways in front of Hughes. That'll make his eyes the size of dinner plates now. He might even have a little dip up here in the inside, but thinks better of it. Virgo, though, he does not think better of it. He goes but gets a bit too shallow off the curb, so he will have to rethink that position. And Hughes, he's lost a fair bit of time now to Munro, who is challenging Elliott on the inside here through turn 12. And that is, that's almost the move done. Almost pushes him out, but these two are going to go side by side down the main straight. We're going to see from the sensational chopper here as we go past the start-finish line. Zach O'Reilly, it's all happening.
It's all happening. Where are they going to get to in the grand scheme of things? Is Doc going to try and go for a bit of a suck down here, or is he going to stick it around the outside? Looks like he's chose the outside opposition line to what he should do. Matt Munro's going to get that position done and sail off into the distance here. Job done for place for Matt Munro. Now he's got 1.6 seconds in front of him to gallop up the field. McEwen has had an absolute mare as well in Scotty. I thought that was the other one, and that is a massive injury there for Sam Bensley. He has completely lost it in that Benetton liveried Praga. Not looking too good there. McFadden, however, now is hounding the back of Fergo. He's getting ever so closer. 0.4 of a second now, the difference between those two. Captain Kirk's making his way back through the field, but Doc now fighting back at Matt Munro. Bit of slipstreaming down the second straight here at Interlagos has helped him keep in touch with the rear wing of Matt Munro's Praga. What can the both of them do? Who's going to be the cleaner into these couple of twisty sections? Very technical off-camber, then on-camber sections. It looks like Matt Munro's got the job done so far, with Nathan Hughes in the background just lurking, thinking that he's going to get some sort of an opportunity if the Doc locks one break up, has one little minuscule slide. It's all going to be coming to fruition for Nathan Hughes in 6th place. And now he's right up his clacker, coming onto the back straight as we come on the back straight, the downhill section onto the front straight, which is an uphill section. If you don't get this corner nailed, you are absolutely on for an absolute suck battle. Hughesy at the last moment there just lost a bit of momentum, and that's going to release Andre Elliott just further up the road out of that suck battle that we were hoping to see here for one lap. It might come around for the next one, but nonetheless, Hughesy is hounding him. He's got a little bit of slipstream here. You can see the delta just creeping ever so closer. 0.3 of a second now. It was 5, so massive sucking down the front straight here. All the mamacitas are looking absolutely coy at this point in time. The humidity's rising. Captain Kirk is rising as well. He's going through the field. His windscreen's got more cracks than a nudist beach after all of that bumping and shafting at the front there too. So I don't know how he's looking out that, but nonetheless, he's gone completely wide. kept it on the track somehow, and the battle behind between Scotty McEwen and the haircut is 100% on like Donkey Kong here. Barber is going for it. He's going to go for a bit of a send here, I'm predicting here, up the inside of Scotty McEwen. He's looking at it, he's nosing, he's braked first, but Scotty McEwen's outbraked himself, and that is leaving it vulnerable to the haircut. Sails through on the inside. Cracking defensive driving there from Barber, but aggression at the same time, just dummy McEwen into some move that he didn't think was going to happen. And now McEwen's got to look rearwards because the chef's coming onto him, and so is Steve Warwick at a rate of knots.
Yeah, it's not really what you want on a Wednesday night, is it? But moving right along, Warwick has also got a few cracks in his windscreen as well, maybe getting tangled up in a couple of those little incidents there on lap 1, but he's fighting back nicely. He's got Cook in front of him with Scotty McEwen as well. Those guys are getting stuck into each other down here. This little battle pack forming at the back seems to be juicy indeed. But at the front of the field, Jake Buttigieg is right out there and setting purple sectors as well through the middle sector there. Purple, thank you very much. Jake Buttigieg just extending his lead on Alex McEwen that time around. A 35.6 plays a 35.3, so 3/10 in the better for Jake Buttigieg. He's flying tonight. The Flying Falcon fouls on. Here he is in third position now. He must have got around Matt Munro after that little incident that he had with who was it? I think it was Kirk. Yeah, Captain Kirk. Those guys getting stuck in down there at turn 4, but he lives to fight another day. He was bragging to me yesterday. He reckons he was roaring and ready for a couple of wins tonight. So he's going to have to shake his little tail feather if he wants that to happen, because there's about a 4-second gap between him and the leader currently, which is Jake Buttigieg. But the battles are forming now behind Nathan Hughes, giving Elliott all sorts of curry here through the middle sector. And as we've seen, I think Elliott is just a little bit slow in the second sector as well. Hughesy just catching that slide very nicely indeed. That could have turned the other way in his car facing the opposite direction is what I'm trying to say, but this battle's still on. Just following Elliott through the apexes here. This windy, like a roller coaster, this circuit, very technical. You really need to hit your marks and be very gentle on the inputs as well. You can find yourself on these undulating sort of off-camber turns as well. Too much steering input, or too fast on the steering input can just push the front wheels out, and you get a bit understeered, and that heats up the tyres, and then it's a vicious cycle of diminishing grip out there on the front end, and that's not what you want in this circuit. But he is managing just to keep the gap here, is Elliott. You'd think on this massive long straight, a bit of the suck will certainly help you. There's massive smoke signals happening up front as well. Matt Munro has found himself on the back of Matthias Falzon. Oh, here we go. This is going to get juicy here. These guys have come together in the past, and look at this, getting a little bit more sucked now. Let's ride on board. See when he pulls out at the very last moment. Very good awareness there from Falzon as well, just to outbrake him and sort of sail into the corner, blocking off the apex. Very nicely done there in the racing department. But this is now just heating up. Zach O'Reilly, what could come next?
Oh, it looks like Matt Munro's gone full aggressive. He's trying to cut the inside of the corner. He's done it. Wow. He's absolutely sailed through the inside there, just on the point of grip adhesion there. The tail wagged just slightly as he added that extra pace to that Praga, but that is the line to take if you are Matt Munro through there. Take it shallow and hug the inside corner. Unorthodox style, but that works for him at the moment. He's got that car hooked up here. Maybe he heard his older brother in the background telling him he was shit house in just another word. But nonetheless, Munro on the prow. Hughesy has not let go of Andre Elliott. This has been the battle of the night so far. These guys are about as consistent as each other. Any point of that circuit, one goes wide, the other one gets it right, the other one gets it wrong, and then the other one gets it right. And you can see the difference as we come up through that with a little bit of battling between Falzon and Matt Munro. These two, in Hughes and Andre Elliott, have got now half a whisper of some sort of heat from the rear exhaust of those Pragas, and they can smell the fuel of those two in front, and they are trying to catch them now. We could potentially have a 4-way car battle here by the time this race is done, with 6 minutes and 36 left to go here at this point in time. Look at the different lines that Doc uses. He can use that inside curb and use his momentum to his advantage on the exit as we come onto the straightaway, where a bit more suckage happens down here because it is downhill Hughesy just hanging back, being consistent as always, and sticking a pressure point up onto Doc's helmet. Hopefully, there could be something to come his way in the dividends department if the Doc feels the pressure. But nonetheless, they're both holding stick at this point in time. And up in front here with Falzon and Matt Munro, they're just gapping each other ever so slightly. Matt Munro with a little bit of a pace advantage. Look at this. Hughesy sticking it shallow on entry, following the Doc as well. But the Doc is just holding his own. And Falzon's in a bit of trouble here. He's sailing back at a rate of knots. And these two, in Hughes and Elliott, are catching him very, very quickly indeed. This is cracking stuff. This is what you need to learn if you are an amateur racer. It is easier and faster to not battle each other and just push each other along rather than fighting for position, because you will gain maybe 2 positions out of it in the long run with just the car in front sitting there doing nothing.
That's right. You want to be playing chess out there, ladies and gentlemen, and catch the guys with their pants down playing checkers. So it's pretty good driving there from Hughes as well, because he could have had a bit of a dip at Elliott on that last time around as well. I think he was close enough through that middle sector, but chose to not push the boundaries just yet, because as he could see, these two were catching up to Falzon in front. But just on that last sector, Falzon has kicked through. Oh, there goes Elliott. He's just lost it on his own accord there through turn 1. That is going to cost him at least 3 positions now. He gets back on the circuit. Will Kirk's just a little bit behind, but moving slowly is Elliott. So I think Kirk might just catch him by the end of the straight. We'll see what he can see. Very slowly moving Elliott, and a little bit worse for wear in the ego department. He was driving so well up there as well. So 4 minutes to go. And is that a change for the lead? It is. It's battling on here, ladies and gentlemen. Battle for the lead. Alex McEwen trying to go around the outside here at turn 8, but it's not going to happen for him, because Buttigieg's just trying to hang it fat around the outside. These two side by side now. Buttigieg will have the aid of the inside here. Just needs to get the apex, but Alex just sailing it deep on the brakes. Oh, look at this. Trailer Park Girl style. Gets that job done into the left-hander. Beautiful move from Alex McEwen.
Yeah, definitely. Cracking driver from the both of them. Plenty of racing room left. And now it's going to be another chess game here, because if Buttigieg gets a beautiful run, which he does, equal to Alex McEwen, he's now within the slipstream. Down the front straight away we go. One more time here, Daft Punk style. Is Buttigieg going to get enough of a suck? Is McEwen going to go defensive here early and stick it on the inside? No, he can just see Jake coming his way. So no defense put up, just knowing that it's there. But with the timer at 3 minutes and 40-odd seconds left to go, if they're going to switch each other's position around here on the straightaway each time, I reckon Alex McEwen's going to play the long game here and maybe get that sucker over the front finish line for the end of the race. What can they do? Or did Jake Buttigieg just have an absolute mare and invited Alex McEwen into the battle just for the fleeting moment? And he's got his focus back now with a bit of clean air in front. It definitely helps you, rather than just spewing over that position. You're 100% lost on your own accord there. But nonetheless, we're about to find out within 3 minutes' time who is the quicker one of these two in the lead pack. This is how you go racing, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep it mean, keep it clean, and don't battle too hard. Know where to go and where not to pass to diminish your gap between you and the cars coming through at a rate of knots. If you decide to battle every single corner here on Interlagos, all 13 of them.
Yeah, there's plenty to keep your sink your teeth into anyway as a driver, but you got to have your awareness as well, because all these turns are left, right. So you've really got to think in advance when you want to set up that overtake. And in these cars, throw in the DRS suck train as well, the suck battles up and down the side straight and the main straight. You've got to really do your sums and figure out when you want to start that leapfrog battle towards the end of this race, as now we'll see McEwen return serve on Jake Buttigieg up the main straight. He's just he's a little bit further away than Jake was the last time around, so perhaps McEwen just getting the measure of how far he can bring this car back from the suck. And if he can do it before the start-finish line, he's going to have to be a little bit closer if he wants to be sitting in the hot seat, I suppose. One out, one back, as they say in the horse racing industry. Just sitting behind the leader, smoking his pipe, waiting for a mistake.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see what McEwen did there too. With Buttigieg going mid-track, it's not the ideal way to start the sequence of those 3 corners, and it hampers you the whole way around. And you can see that now because McEwen's in the suck as well. Buttigieg's gone defensive here. They've gambled on the time, 3.4 seconds now, the gap between third to second, and they've got enough time to just battle it out here like the Titans for the end of it. And Buttigieg's gone wide. He had to get himself out of the throttle there to stop himself from spinning. Is McEwen going to sail that trailer park girl around the outside style? It's going to be on like Donkey Kong here. The chopper cam absolutely in the point where we want to see it, right at that nervy point of the braking zone. Are they side by side now? Coming into that, McEwen's still there, but he's not far enough up the inside. Buttigieg can assume the racing line now and take that nose chopping action to his best advantageous position. Cracking stuff from the both of them here, but it's 1:05 to go, so we've only got one more lap. Is McEwen going to sit behind here and just let the position go and then leave it for the last minute photo finish style, or is he just going to go balls to the wall action here on Buttigieg for the final lap of the race? We'll find out soon. This is heating up at the moment. Wowee, Jesus Christ, they're looking at each other going, who's going to take it? Are we going to see maybe half a throttle lift here from McEwen? Just let Buttigieg go defensive once more and set him up for the next straight after turn 3. We'll find out in about 12 or so seconds here. He's setting up for the slipstream move. He's gone defensive. Alex has gone to the outside one more time. They cross the line within 4 thousandths of each other, but Alex McEwen's got the outside run. Is he going to take the position here? He's not. He's on the slide. And now Buttigieg's going to have to side by side. They've knocked each other off as well. But Buttigieg's right there too. And they're door banging each other around this fast sweeping left-hander there. Now it's a no-suck battle. It's just side drafting. Who's got the best momentum for them both? McEwen versus Buttigieg on the prowl here at the moment. Cracking drive from the both of them here. Side by side again. They're not letting go of each other. It is full army style. McEwen's onto the AstroTurf. That's going to help him get around the outside, but he's got to get a bit of a momentum jump here, but he's not going to get that job done because here goes Buttigieg. He's gone defensive. He's gone singing half track at the moment, and they're both on the slide here, and here comes Matt Munro at the back of this. If they keep battling, this could be a three-way battle for the lead here, ladies and gents. McEwen's gone wide there, so Buttigieg's pressures has been released a little bit. The valve has been open, and Munro can just see that second place ever edging so close, but I don't think there's going to be enough time for him here. But is McEwen close enough to Buttigieg here for the start-finish line? We'll find out in about 2 corners, Chris.
Yeah, this is shaping up. I wish there was one more lap after this. We'd see, I think, a three-way dead heat here. Get the photo finish out. Jake Buttigieg with a lovely exit through that final turn. How close is McEwen? We're going to find out in just a moment. Too far away, ladies and gentlemen. Get the champagne out in the Buttigieg household because it's all over by the shouting now. What an absolutely cracking drive from him. As I say that, McEwen's edging closer, but not close enough this time. Jake Buttigieg crosses the line for the win in race 1. McEwen did all he could, but just couldn't get out of that leapfrogging situation in the DRS sucking train. Matt Munro's run out of fuel, and he's been done by Falzon on the line. He'd be spewing with that. Well done, son. He gets himself on the podium. Disaster for Munro. Hughes gets a top 5. He'd be happy with that. Fergo overtakes plenty tonight. Started down the back, ended up 6th, so he'll be absolutely happy down there. And Kirk made his way back up to 7th after a bit of shenaniganery in the first lap. Jason McFadden has got, 20,000 new hair follicles on the way. Andre Elliott in 9th, and the chef round out your top 10.
Yeah, cracking driving from everyone there. Bit of recovery drive from Captain Kirk into 7th place from being punted on the, or not really, it was a bit of door banging, and he came out second best on lap 1, so he made his way through the... Warwick in 11th place. Ezra Simmons 12th. Paul Buttigieg in 13th. He'll be disappointed with that. He was on in practice for sure, was Paul, but Scotty McEwen, 2 fathers, 13th and 14th. Linus Stern, the haircut, 15th with Mr. Ward, and Sam Bensley ending up at the back of the grid. But wow, what a finish to race 1 there. It came down, nail-biting stuff there for everyone. It came down to the final wire between Buttigieg, McEwen, and then poor old Matt Munro. Just underestimated the old fuel position there, and the indicator probably might need a bit of a recalculation at this stage. And Falzon pipped him for 3rd there, right on the line. The timing tower can't even work it out. That is how close it is. No one's been declared anyone there apart from that. Let's have a look officially and see what the time was between them. Oh, geez, it was a fair bit. It was a good 0.5 of a second by the time they crossed the line. So Falzon 100% got the chockies over Matt.
Yep. Disaster there. He was coming up behind him too in that last lap. That would have been an absolute battle for the ages. But we might have to wait until race 2 before, or at least race 3 maybe, before we get that coming to life. Speaking of coming to life, that's got to get your bloody hearts raised out there in sensational TV YouTube land. if not, and if you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video as well. It does help in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't seem like much, 1 or 2 clicks, but it certainly goes a long way in our realm of trying to get this get Sensational global. We want us to be a household name in the sim racing and perhaps even the real world game one day. So all your support is generously appreciated. Next up, Zach O'Reilly, what do we got?
We've got race 2. We've still got 2 more to go, ladies and gents. We've got a 16-minute coming your way of absolute death-defying action here on track. If anything, race 1 to get yourself excited. I'll tell you what, race 2 is going to bring even more. And I reckon we've got a little bit of betting wars going on here on the Sensational commentary box here. Munro's whacked a $5 down on the table and put a name of Matthias Falzon for the P1 position. So I'm going to counter him back with a Matt Munro $10 note and say he's on for the next one. If he gets his fuel right and can keep it on the track, he might be up for it. But nonetheless, race 2 is coming very short, ladies and gentlemen. Go and get those Canaras fired up. If you're a bit cold, if you're absolutely roasting, get the aircon on, get those condiments refilled. Because race 2, 16 minutes, coming our way here at Sensational TV. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen out there. We are Sensational TV. Proud to bring you this series. This is the Wednesday Cup. Anyone who's new to it wants to get involved in the racing, the AK Racing Discord is in the description of this video below. So come and join the community. There's a good bunch of dudes and ladies out there, all like-minded in the sim racing game. So come and get involved if you haven't already. It's a good place to be. Hayden Cook out here on pole position tonight here in race 2. You'll be happy with that. Andre Elliott sits behind him. Who have we got next? Jason McFadden there. Then Will Kirk. He'll be looking to improve on his results from last round. He's been quick in qualifying, was starting on the front row, so he will be looking for redemption, that's for sure. Here is Husey there in the JPS number 1 car, very nicely done there. That is Matt Munro there in 8th position for Falzon. Behind him, Ferguson's out of the server for some reason. Hopefully he gets back before the 1:24. Alex McEwen back here in 10th position. Who's next, ladies and gents? This is a cracking little battle here. Jake Buttigieg, our race 1 winner. Behind him, Steve Warwick sits behind him in the bright purple. We can't miss it. Here's Ezra Simons in the Ferrari colours. Then we got Buttigieg of the senior variety, Senior McEwen as well. Next to him, Brody Barber, Gary Ward, Sam Bensley round out your top 18. We're just about ready for a start, Zach.
Oh, yep, we are ready to go. 50 seconds and counting. The clock is ticking down here, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited because the chef is off the pole position here. I'll tell you what, Gordon Ramsay is absolutely singing in the grandstand at the moment. He's sitting right there in the grandstand and absolutely giving it to him. He's telling him to take his chef jacket off and piss off out the back, go and serve some cocktails or something because he's useless. But at the moment, he's going to be getting right underneath that collar of Hayden Cook. There is Gordon Ramsay. So we'll see what he can produce because his co-partner in Andre Elliott is next to him. Those two rang out boys ready to rock and roll. The lights are up, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go racing.
We are indeed. We're just waiting for these lights to go and we will be set for a start here in race 2, ladies and gentlemen. The lights are almost out. Let's see who gets the jump here in race 2. They're away in racing. Elliott with the better start out of the two off the line. He might even level up beside Cook by the time they get to the braking zone, but Cook just better in the second phase of that. But Andre Elliott's just going to zoom up the inside anyway. Thank you very much. That is Will Kirk now making his way around Jason McFadden.
Oh, no!
The two leaders have come together. They're both off the road. Andrew Ferguson is now in the lead of this race somehow. No, he's come out of the pits. What's happened there? He's a lap down. Will Kirk leads this race, but look behind him. Matt Munro is up the inside of Jason McFadden. Now he's made his way through the field nice and fast. So he is now chasing Will Kirk for the lead. Jake Buttigieg finding himself getting past Nathan Hughes as well. Alex McEwen just following him through on that same warpath. Here goes Buttigieg as well now up the inside of McFadden as easy as you like. McFadden not really putting up a fight. It's all happening here. Who's that? Hughes going around the outside of Matthias Falzon. These two going to battle it out down the hill. Pusey has the better of it now. Ezra Simon's just getting all sorts of crossed up there in the background, and he will come under attack from Steve Warwick, but he's just positioned his car in the right spot there as Ezra Simon, so there's no way through there. But Buttigieg is licking his chops here at the thought of getting into 10th position because he's got Steve Warwick in front, but not quite close enough that time around. And Andrew Ferguson does not lead. If that timing tower doesn't do anything, that's going to be strange. But Kirk leads this race. Matt Munro made his way up behind in lightning fashion, so only 3/10 behind him. Jake Buttigieg a little bit of a gap too. Jason McFadden, Falzon in 6th, and Hughes, McEwen, Simon and Warwick round out your top 10. It still says Ferguson's in the lead. We might have to fix that up.
I don't know what's going on. We're just going to have to keep it our eyes peeled on number 2, which is Will Kirk, effectively leading this. Fergo entered at the last moment, came out of the pits, and I think just sailed on through and ended up taking P1. Better to start from the pits here at Interlagos. But nonetheless, Matt Munro and Buttigieg are coming together here, and it's Buttigieg position advantageous. And it's got P2 done and wasted. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. Done, won, and dusted is what I was trying to say. But Munro going to be feisty here. I've got $10 on him, so he better bloody hurry up and get something going on. Not with you doing that. He's on the slide. Fully caught it there. Wow, cracking driving from him. He's just managed to keep it together. The battle behind, though, is heating up. We've got Alex McEwen, we've got Hughes, we've got Falzon all going at it. We've got Ezra Simmons involved in that too now. A 4-way battle. Hughesy just fighting tooth and nail to keep Falzon behind him. Falzon is coming through at a rate of knots. I'll give you the hot tip. But McEwen has got the advantage position over these two at the moment. And Falzon needs to keep himself within touch there of Nathan Hughes so he can keep going. And that is a slow car. I think it was. No, it wasn't. Just sitting off the side there. Munro's touched Buttigieg, and they've come together again. And Munro's off into the grass. A bit of karma coming his way there for that action. And he's going to be carefully because McFadden's coming at an absolute rate of knots behind him, and Alex McEwen as well. Now Munro's got to think about where he's going to position his car on the circuit. He's got to be going defensive here for sure over McFadden. McFadden's got the suck. He's gone for the outside line as McFadden. McEwen's following suit here too. What is going on with the camera? McEwen down the inside. Is he going to take a 2-for-1 deal? No, he's not. He just managed to pull it up, but he's got past McFadden there. Thank you very much. Munro survived all that stuff. Hey, Nathan Hughes in the background there looking at this going, wow, gents, keep going because I'll take a couple more positions off here as well. Ezra Simmons has had a mare in the background. He's lost it coming into turn 1 as well. He sailed back down to 12th and now 13th as well. But Hughesy still showing the nose there, hoping to get himself a bit of pressure mounting onto the car in front here of Jason McFadden. This is a 4-way battle here, ladies and gentlemen. Wow,
all spicing up, ladies and gents. I'll we'll keep one eye on this. But while we talk about that, I want to go rewind back to that move that Matt Munro tried to pull on Buttigieg before. That was it just boggles the mind sometimes. The premium spot for overtaking here and suckage is into turn one because you just get that giant straight to make the move. Now, Matt Munro is as close as he is now to Buttigieg. Coming around that second final turn, a big hiccup there. He's going to be vulnerable now to Alex McEwen, and he's going to do his best to try and stave off that attack. McEwen thinks better of it, goes to the inside switchback, but now he's pinned Matt on the inside. McEwen will have the better momentum now going up the back end of this circuit and sit right under the rear wing when it comes down to business of the suck. And it looks like McFadden's pretty close there as well. This is going to be an old-fashioned suck train here, ladies and gents, headed by Munro. And it looks like McEwen will have the first bite of this cherry. We're going to ride on board and see how close he can get, if he makes a move, if he doesn't. But Munro straight on the defensive, goes across that green stuff. You shouldn't do that. That will slow your car down in the long run. But look at that little bit of bumping and shoving by the two up into turn one and two. McEwen gets that job done, but that is all the fault of Matt Munro over that move that he made on Buttigieg 2 laps ago. Had he not done that, he would be in front of Buttigieg and chasing down Will Kirk for the win of this race. But one decision has had the butterfly effect, and he's going the other way.
Don't tell him Munro's been practicing all week, and then tonight he decides to get on the Hong Kongs and it's all just turned to absolute shit. I don't know what's going on, but he's not where he should be. All the bragging and everything. It's like talking yourself up at the nightclub at 2 a.m. in the morning to the other sexual half. Whoa. And not performing is Matt Munro at the moment. But nonetheless, McEwen is still being kept honest by him at the moment. Once he gets in the rhythm again, there's Matt. He's all ready to rock and roll once again. He's just got to start following Alex around with those lines. And that is going to help them to get onto the back of Jake Buttigieg, who is still in second place. The Captain Kirk in front, effectively. Ignore the timing tower there. Is 3 seconds away from any threat of these guys. So the captain's really got the afterburners on at the moment. Cracking stuff from him. But Munro just getting on the throttle a little bit there. McEwen had a mare, but he's pushed it too wide. Used too much of the tyre and ran onto the bunda. And that's hurt him on the exit, but it hurt Alex McEwen too. So they're even Stevens again, realistically, in the pace difference department. No real advantage coming from Matt Munro at this point in time. He's going to get out of the slipstream there and go into the fastest section of the circuit, into the first one. Poor old Sam Bensley's had another mare tonight. Lost it on his own accord and back into 14th place there. Gary Ward, however, though, geez Louise, he's driving really well. Fighting Scotty McEwen here for the top 10.
Oh, no.
This is it. Oh, no. What's happened to Matt Munro? He's gone off. He's lost it completely. I don't know if there was a bit of contact there or not, but nonetheless, he is well down, back into 7th position effectively at this point in time for Matt Munro. He'll be spewing there. Maybe a couple of more puffs there, Christopher Munro, and he'll be back back on song.
Pass it to the left-hand side. He'll be back with a smile on his face in race 3. Another man who'll be smiling very shortly here is Wardy. He's going up the inside on Scott McEwen. Scott just gives him plenty of room as well, but takes it way too deep. He's out there in the green stuff, and that invites Ward just to go straight past, and that's a position done for Mr. Ward there in the number 6. Very nice driving there to get himself up there in the top 10. And we've hit the midpoint here in race 2, and there's a little bit of a lull in proceedings. I tell you what, this is the man tonight who has had an absolute shocker. We're going to call him out because it all came down to that one stupid move. I cannot get that out of my mind. That is one of the craziest things I've ever seen on a racing circuit. He could have just sat behind him, got the slipstream, and had that job done at the end of the straight. But impatience is a virtue as well, I suppose. And tonight we were getting all of that. Ferguson, however, is still in the lead of this race. He has been given a drive-through by race control, apparently, to get that car out of the first position things, because admin will have to go through and change all the results after the race, and we don't want to do that, do we, ladies and gentlemen? Will Kirk sits in second. He's only 1.8 seconds shy, so we might get an organic lead change anyway soon. Jake Buttigieg and the rest of the crew are in tow, but Husey just making up a little bit of ground there on McEwen.
Yeah, he is. He was 8 tenths away, now he's 5 tenths. So ever so closely creeping up onto the back of McEwen is Husey. Wow, he's found his rhythm. As we say that, he runs wide. The old commentator curse coming into effect at the point of not for Husey. He's just lost 3 tenths of a second momentum-wise over McEwen. But it could be said that McEwen is maybe, I don't know, not too sure, not in the rhythm for this one. he should be catching Buttigieg at a rate of knots. However, it's not the case. 1.6 seconds away. The captain, however, his gap in the lead has decided to tumble about 0.8 of a second within a lap over Buttigieg. So Buttigieg now starting to find his rhythm with 6 minutes and 40-odd seconds left. Oh, no, that's Paul Buttigieg around. Matt Munro and him, we're right next to each other on the timing, and Paul's just got to not be so generous on the throttle on the grass because that thing loops it around. Unfortunately for senior Buttigieg, he is out of that one. Inside the top 10, he was driving really well. But nonetheless, that's what racing does. Yeah, it's not over until that checkered flag is waved and the fat lady sings, and that is the case here for Doc and the chef. They're both now back within each other's grasp. Can we see some sort of retaliation between these two? They had the P1 and 2 in the bag, and they both punted themselves out of it right on lap 1, turn 2. The cardinal sin of racing. Don't hit someone off on turn 1, lap 1. But let alone your bloody teammate effectively. Holy mackerel, these two, they'll be fighting over which sheep they get tonight. I'll give you the hot tip.
Yes, a little uppercut there from the Aussies. But here goes Andre Elliott now on the back of Cookie. These guys, as we said, good friends. He's going to just dive up the inside easy as you like. Maybe a bit of team orders there as well. Up you go. Son, you've got the better pace. Go and chase down Scotty McEwen, who, by the way, is up there in 9th position. One of the better results for his season as well. So he makes moves up there in the top 10 in the championship as well.
Oh, yeah.
Will Kirk, however, has cut that lead by about a second last time we saw to Andrew Ferguson. He's not actually in the lead of the race, everyone. It's just he's found a glitch where he just drove straight through the pit lane when he did enter the server late. And I think he's just milking this for every lap that it's worth that he's leading it. So we'll give him that for now. But Will Kirk is effectively your race leader tonight. And he's got about a 2.5 second gap down to Buttigieg in second. It's very confusing on the timing tower. In the distance there, you can see Alex McEwen and Nathan Hughes. That rounds out your top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Andre Elliott now making a move on Scotty McEwen. He made up that gap really quickly. And now he's got a 3.7 second gap to Gary Ward in front. So maybe he needs to pick up the pace if he wants to get another position there. But as we said, anything's possible here in Wednesday Cup.
Yeah, anything and everything can happen. Oh, no, and speaking of which, Fergo's just auto-cued himself out of the lead where he wasn't supposed to be. So doing us a favour here in the admin department. I don't know if he served that drive-through penalty that the old stewards have given him, but there'll be some post-race repercussions for that nonetheless. But unfortunately, that lead is gone. And now we can assert some sort of normal tower fishing in the front lead, where Captain Kirk is definitely in front, but it is closing up at the moment between himself and Buttigieg. Buttigieg 1.4 seconds, so that gap is halved within 2.5 laps, ladies and gentlemen. So at a rate of knots, it's on like Donkey Kong here. McEwen 1.8 seconds away from the back of Buttigieg. If Buttigieg keeps locking those brakes up, however, he's not going to have any front end by the time he navigates his way around this Interlagos circuit by the end of this lap. That's for sure. They'll be hot as a dodgy Vinderloop, that is for sure. And we can see Ferguson and Matt Munro now even swapping positions too. Hopefully that happened cleanly. It did. And Matt Munro has made his way back up into 6th place effectively after all those mares. His brother giving him an absolute pasting on the stream as well. Ron Marshall's just gone bang and said, thank you very much. I'm enjoying this stream so much. Here's $5 for you guys. Thank you, Ronald.
Cheers,
really appreciate that as well as Heather also too earlier on in that sort of action as well. As we said, a little bit of fizzing. The chef, though, however, is climbing over the back here of Scotty McEwen. Scotty's inside the top 10. This could be his first top 10 of the whole Wednesday Cup attendance for Scotty McEwen if he keeps it together. But the chef is well and truly after burning it at the moment. He's got 4 lamb shanks and 3 ribeyes on the oven at the moment, and he's trying to get them all cooked at the same time, the medium rare, and raw. So Gordon Ramsay can't even shout at him for having raw ones if he gets them right. He's coming at Alex McEwen now, although he's 0.8 away from his personal best on that last lap. So maybe Scotty McEwen has just put some magic potion onto the chef, and and giving him the old Michelin star treatment, pressure point. But nonetheless, I don't think that's enough because the chef is on the prowl. He has got 12 burners going on here. He's ready to take that to the serving plate and say, order up, ladies and gentlemen. And here goes number 10 place for Mr. Chef himself, Gordon Ramsay, in the grandstand at the front straightaway, saying, thank you very much. You can come back into Al's Kitchen, my old son. You're inside the top 10.
Yeah, great stuff. Great driving there from the two of them as well. Scotty McEwen knows how to get overtaken. Not meaning that as a diss or anything like that, but just his racecraft in those wheel-to-wheel battles is certainly one you can model on yourselves, ladies and gentlemen at home.
Yes.
Very good stuff there indeed. Very predictable, and that's what you want in a racing driver.
Oh, battle of the seniors.
It's all starting to heat up here, ladies and gentlemen. Get the blue pills out because it's party time here. We got Paul Buttigieg Sr. Buttigieg Sr. versus McEwen Sr. coming right up here, but that just fizzled out before I could get the sentence out. Hopefully, it comes to fruition here for you, Zach.
Well, with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, it's anyone's bet at the moment. I was just having a sip on the old beverage and still sitting in the back of my throat. Give me one moment. Holy mackerel. But Buttigieg, however, is ready to go. As we said, the blue pills are in. Who's going to go down to the bottom, or whose blue pill is going to go to the head and faint mid-circuit? We've got 44 seconds to find out who is going to come out on top in the senior department. It's McEwen versus Buttigieg. Here we go. Who's got the better racecraft out of them both? Bit of a gap at the moment. 7/10 away is Buttigieg from McEwen. He's still got 10 turns to go before we find out what happens to them. But Will Kirk is leading this race. McEwen is only half a second away from Buttigieg here for second place too. So this is on here. This is going to be a slipstream battle here, Christopher Munro. If Buttigieg has a mare on the final corner coming up in 3 seconds' time, McEwen could be in the suck battle, and we could see a bit of Groundhog Day action coming our way. Look at that line from McEwen. Has he overshot the mark? He hasn't. He's sailed it in there, absolutely sent it into the final turn of Interlagos, but he's too far away again. Yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious me. That's going to fizzle out. Captain Kirk, however, not fizzling at all. He is celebrating here. He's going to take race 2. One done and run comfortably there. Cracking stuff from him. And the suck battle just petered out at the last second. 2/10 is the gap between Buttigieg and McEwen. Nathan Hughes has crossed the line in 4th place. Cracking stuff from him with Heather watching on as well. Falzon in 5th now too with Andrew Ferguson dead set last. Ignore him. He is out of it. Matt Munro's going to take 6 as he crosses the line as well. But cracking stuff from everyone battling up and down the field so far. Andre Elliott is going to take 7th place effectively over the rest of them. Wardy, cracking drive from him inside the top 10 with 8th place for him. The chef in 9th. And then Buttigieg versus McEwen. It looked like Buttigieg got the chockies over him. The senior went to the head of McEwen and it went straight downstairs for Buttigieg. He is about 5 gene sizes too small at the moment in the Buttigieg department.
He throws them well too with Jake Buttigieg. He's protege up there in the top 2. But Sam Bensley having a bit of a shocker tonight, but he's managed to claw his way up to 14th after a couple of off-field excursions as well. So impressive there as well.
Yes.
Steve Warwick down there in 15th with Simons and the poor old, Brian's cousin. Does he have to give all that hair back now?
No, he doesn't. He's lucky. But the thing is, Brian gets to choose where the follicles go on the head. And at the moment, I reckon it's on the left-hand side, just below the ear. So it looks really ratty for McFadden at this point in time. But our race winner was Captain Kirk, out in front and led commandingly for that whole race. Kept the gap where it needed to be at 1.5 seconds. It's as close as you want to get before you start to head nick yourself in the racing department. But nonetheless, cracking stuff. And we've got another race to come, ladies and gentlemen. Geez, it's been good tonight here at Interlagos. Cracking event so far. Great driving from everyone. Scotty McEwen's getting praise on the commentary box and on the chat as well from Mellow Ninja there, saying, yes, he is very respectful and knows when to yield. That is definitely what you need to look at, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Munro, take bloody note.
Yeah, a couple of little incidences there for the boy. He is on somebody else's PC, mind you, that he shipped in this afternoon just so he could race. So, maybe some frame issues, who knows? But excuses are plenty here in the box for him. But enough of that, because we've got another race to get cracking into. 17 minutes, top 12 reverse grid. So we've got the seniors off the front row. It's an all senior lockout there in the front row. That should be spicy indeed. With Cook and Ward behind him, Elliott and Munro. Ferguson looks like he's going to get a free kick up there as well. So fouls on Hughes, McEwen, Buttigieg and Kirk will round out that. And then behind them will be Barber, Bensley, Warwick, Simons and McFadden to round out race 3. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gents. We're going to be back with that and hopefully plenty more action in the final race of tonight.
Nice to meet you. Saw you like to party, drink your feelings to oblivion. Light me up, just looking for my fix. We could spend your morning sleeping in. Love to leave you, call you later if I feel it. Overthinking all these texts I sent. Light me up, just looking for my fix. But I don't wanna leave you now. Just wanna make it through another day. Told me that you need me now. Told me I should stay. Go to bed when the sun sets. Then waking in the afternoon. There's no rush, no one else but us can tell us what to do. Love to leave you, call you later if I feel it. Overthinking all these texts I sent. Keep it low key, nothing more than you and me. But I don't wanna leave you now. Just wanna make it through another day. Told me that you need me now. Told me I could stay. But I don't wanna need you now. 'Cause it'll end before it starts. Told me that you need me now. Told me I should stay. But I don't wanna leave you now. Just wanna make it through another day.
Time for race 3, viewers. Scott McEwen out there in front. He's waiting for Paul Buttigieg. There we go. Buttigieg joining the server now. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. It's McEwen and Buttigieg off the front row. Barber. Oh, no, they must have sorted out Andrew Ferguson there on the back end. So, yes, they have. So that makes, Brody Barber up one position.
Oh, he's just left.
No, he's gone. All right. Well, doesn't want to be off the front row, maybe. Too much pressure. But regardless, Cookie and Ward behind them. We've got Elliott, Munro, Falzon, Hughes. This turn 1 and 2 complex is going to be... it's going to be some carnage, I think, ladies and gents. Wilkirk, Ferguson, Bensley, Warwick, Simons, and McFadden round out your field. Can we get through cleanly, ladies and gents? Can we, Zach?
Well, buddy, hope so.
Yeah.
Because I reckon the chopper cam's going to have to sit its ass, just hover above turn 1 and 2 to look at the carnage happening if it does come to fruition. We hope it doesn't, because with 2 seniors now basically getting a free kick for the front row of the grid, with the haircut just deciding to shut up shop early at the moment. He's got 1 minute and 8 seconds to get back into the grid. Hopefully he can. Hopefully no hardware issues for him. But in all seriousness, geez Louise, it could be interesting here with the seniors leading the pack going into battle with the chef hot on the collar with that beautiful performance of his in the second race there, with all of the lamb shanks, chops and ribeyes going out perfectly in the kitchen. He is well and truly got his chef's hat on and in the zone, with Ward as well right behind him too. That's really, really cool to see Gary Ward up there as well. The Doc and Munro, that's going to be feisty. Falzon, Hughes and McEwen with Buttigieg. And the captain still hasn't entered the server either.
Interesting.
is interesting.
He's back.
He's in. He's back. Thank goodness.
And
Got
Brody.
25 seconds. And the haircut's back as well. So, wowee. It's all happening. Carnage before the race has even started here, ladies and gents. 20 seconds to go. This is all happening.
It is all happening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, will we get through the first couple of turns unscathed? I think there's a couple of impatient boys up the back of this grid tonight, so hopefully they all behave themselves, and we're going to find out who can take the win here in race 3. Who's it going to be, ladies and gents? We're about ready for a start. It's racing time, and it's a very even start from everyone there in the front. Maybe Hughes, probably the best of them. He's going to try and slice his way up the inside there of the senior citizens. But look at Scott McEwen under brakes, right up next to Barber there, and he will just hang it fat around the outside here, looking for the lead here in race 1. Let's get a chopper cam. There goes Scotty McEwen out into the lead. Barber will sit in second position with Cook there in third. Munro's made his way through. Oh no, there's
disaster.
Someone's playing Skittles there in the background.
Elliott.
That's gee whiz, Andre Elliott just spinning around like a top. Someone going very slowly there. That's Gary Ward, maybe just trying to redress the position. Oh, my God. He's gone straight through. What is going on there? Oh, my goodness. There's some internet issues happening there for Wardy. But Munro now, after all the dust settles, is in the lead of this race. It looks like Cook is all over the back of him with Brody Barber and Alex McEwen there side by side. McEwen's going to take that position now, looking at the back of Cook. But look at the cars come streaming through here. This middle section, very technical, very hard to get right, and plenty of different ways to go about it as well. As you can see tonight, a lot of these drivers taking differing lines through this middle section. Look at Alex around the outside now of Cook. That sets him up for the inside for this little downhill on camber section where he can really trust the front end and the downforce and chuck it in there. Matthias Falzon trying to get involved in the party as well, but does the right thing, just sits behind Cook now. He is right up under the gearbox, and he will just look to get the suck down the back straight, or the front straight, should I say. Will Kirk behind him is going to try to get involved as well.
Oh, geez, disaster for the seniors out in front. They got absolutely punted by Ward, whose ping is higher than Bob Marley and Bob Dylan put together.
Oh.
That is what happened to those. They got absolutely poleaxed. Unfortunately for them, they're right dead set last, the two of them at the moment. But the chef, however, is getting pressure put on him at the moment from the captain. Wow, the captain switched back mid-corner as well. Now he's going to have a good run here, his captain, on Andre Elliott. The dock right at the that's the chef, sorry. He's going to be right there, right next to him. Side drafting down the second straightaway here at Interlagos. Can we get the job done under brakes? Who's going to brake last? It is Captain Kirk, and he gets that job done very, very nicely. However, he's absolutely stuffed it on the exit, but he keeps the foot planted and just hopes the downforce sucks him to the road, which it does, and he's kept that position luckily there. Fergo has made his way through the pack after all that carnage. He's in 7th place now and hounding Brody Barber. The haircut has been chopped into pieces here by Fergo. Done and dusted at the moment. And there, up the inside, you can see a little bit of a move sent halfway on the haircut. Shut himself. And McFadden's gone straight up the inside and said, I'll take that position off your son into 7th place. Hughesie's got the job done too on the haircut, going back at a rate of knots, unfortunately for him. But now it is all preparation stuff for the rest of them. Fergo is fighting the chef here again. So Fergo really coming to his own here after a bit of clean air action. Knows where he can put that car from race 2. Knows what the abilities of his own driving is, and the ambition is definitely weighing in with the talent at the moment for Fergo. McFadden's going to have a beautiful run here on his compatriot in the chef. Here, it's just two Kiwis going at it. Who's going to get the U? Who's going to get the Ram? We'll find out in about 2 seconds' time, because Hughes is going to come through and say, I'm buying the whole farm, boyos. I'm going to take all the acreage off you so you can stick your sheep right up your clacker. And he goes to move up the inside, but he doesn't. He goes around the outside, sticks it fat on the back end there. You can see him trying to trailer park girl move. He does it. It's a job done on the chef there. Well done, Nathan Hughes, cracking stuff.
Yeah, great driving there from all involved. Poor Brody Barber just dropping like a stone in the ocean here at the moment, but now he's found himself with his regular sparring partners down here. Brody Barber, we've got Simon's Steve Warwick here battling it out now down into turn 4. Simons sweeps around the outside and cuts off any hopes that Steve Warwick had of making that position there in that turn. He'll go back to the drawing board. Cook and Hughes swapping positions because Cook has found himself off the track. DNF, he's gone back to the pits. Maybe a disconnection, maybe a hardware issue. Who knows? But he drops down the order now. Will Kirk, however, is just trying to make some headway on Matthias Falzon in front, but just as I say that, he's dipped a couple of wheels off and dropped a few tenths at the same time. So back to the drawing board for him. However, 12 minutes to go. Matt Munro does lead the race. Finally, a bit of luck going his way here at the start. Alex McEwen chasing him down, 1.2 seconds. Keep that number in your brain, viewers, because when we come back, that might be drastically different. No tyres fouls on. Exactly the same gap between him and McEwen as McEwen and Munro. That's good to see a bit of symmetry there in the timing tower. However, momentarily it was. Here goes Kirk now. The top four can all see each other on the track in the mirrors, so that will keep these guys on their toes, Zach O'Reilly, for the remaining 11 minutes in this race.
Oh yeah, and with an average of about 1 second between, and the Kirk's around. He's spun it. He's lost it completely. He's going to lose all position that he gained there. He's facing 360 the wrong way at the circuit of Interlagos, and he's absolutely been swamped. Ezra's got past him as well. Now it's Stephen Warren going to have a dip in him too, but I don't think he's going to get that job done at the moment. Crikey's for Captain Kirk. He had it all to play for a podium, and he's just spun himself into oblivion there. A bit of a skibbity woo sort of action there for him, but nonetheless, he's in 9th position at the moment, and poor old Captain Kirk way down there, but the gap at the front is still very close, and this is even closer. Hughesy versus McFadden, side by side. Hughesy trying to trailer park girl himself around the outside, and he's got that job done on McFadden for now. But what is McFadden going to do? His return serve, absolutely done, dusted, Roger Federer style, just slapped it back at him and said, here's the ace for you, son. And now it's back to the drawing board for Nathan Hughes. Thought he had that job done, but couldn't get it over McFadden. The flying Kiwi having an absolute ripper of a time here with Hughesy.
Yeah, he's coming good at the right time. As a few of these drivers here, you can probably tell when they start to improve in the third race. It means they're probably a little bit light on in the practice realm during the week. So you can chuck Ferguson in that book. You can chuck McFadden in there as well. Hughesy just getting better as the night goes on. So these guys maybe just a little bit undercooked in the practice department, but it's not going to stop them here from having a dead set crack to win this race. But that might be a little bit far-fetched from here. But I'll tell you what, McEwen has made that gap up by about half a second. That is in 1.5 laps. So Matt Munro maybe just conserving some tyre temperature, perhaps, because we've heard from the drivers that these tyres do cook around here. A lot of downforce and a lot of sort of medium to fast corners where you're really leaning on the outside too, and a lot of left-handers. So these right-hand set of tyres do get nice and toasty. These guys are getting nice and toasty down here in 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Oh!
Geez, a little bit of contact there between Hughes and Ferguson. Hughes goes through. Ferguson just tacks onto the back, maybe looking a little bit slow, but the gap continues to, well, it just stays as it is. So these guys play on for now. The next closest battle now is the one for the lead, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be a spicy one with 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, 100% spicy. You can see Matt Munro there, full sliding through the apex of that corner. Didn't want to get any looser than that. I'll tell you what, because McEwen is dead set setting fast laps after fast laps and consistent as well. Only 1/10 of his personal best here at the moment. Matt Munro right now is feeling the sword. He's feeling that pressure coming ever so closer to him at this point in time with McEwen. This could obviously be job done before the end of the next lap, I reckon, here, if McEwen keeps his pace up over Matt Munro. Matt Munro lost me $10 here at the moment, so I'm not happy with him at this point in time. I'm happy at the moment, but I haven't got any money on him. McEwen, he's going for the bet. At the moment, he's trying to get himself up into P1. They are now within 3/10 of each other here, ladies and gentlemen. Munro's lost it completely. He's gone really wide using all the momentum, but has that hurt him on the exit? Just a tad at the moment. You can see that car ever creeping so slowly. Now we've got a suck battle. It's not going to be close enough for McEwen here to send it because he's very conservative at that, but he'll keep the pressure on Matt Munro here. Just a moment. He's right there under his clacker. That gearbox and rear wing of the Praga looking very, very tasty here for McEwen at this point in time. Matt Munro very smooth on the exit there as well. Is he going to go half defensive mid-track here into this turn 5? No, he's not. He's going to keep it fat there and maybe keep that racing line where he needs it to be, which is the fastest way around the circuit for him. If you go defensive too early and lock brakes up like that, you're just going to get absolutely swallowed there at any point at time. So Matt Munro just got to keep his eyes forward and keep powering on because McEwen here, as we know tonight, He can be quick, but he's not as consistent as he normally is. Usually dominating by 8 seconds out in front. Matt Munro holding his own here very nicely for another lap here of Interlagos. Are we going to see a suck battle up the front straight away here? Can Matt Munro get that apex nailed? He can. Is he overshot the exit? No, he hasn't. But McEwen's even pushed further on the limit of adhesion there, and this is well and truly in the slipstream battle. Mamacitas, eat your heart out at the moment. Get right onto the Bolivian Booger Sugar, because now it is all on like Donkey Kong. McEwen's just switched back on him and said, thank you. Dummied Matt Munro into thinking he was safe for a moment around the outside. But McEwen, Munro, side by side into turn one. Here we go. Munro's around the outside. He's late braked himself, but he's going to try and narrow his lead in ultimately at the point of not get that power down, but he can't. He had to get checked up mid-corner on the apex. Great defensive driver from McEwen, but Nick Munro, holy crap. Matt Munro is right there with him. He's going to go for the battle again. Up the inside, playing the long game. As close as he wants to be, Matt Munro. Doesn't need to be that close. He's got the job done. Unless McEwen just sails it and plants that foot around the outside. He does onto the AstroTurf, but now Munro's got the job done on him. It can Alex McEwen go for a switchback? He can't. And Matt Munro resumes position one there for another round here at Interlagos. Cracking stuff from the both of them.
Yes, absolutely. Inspiring stuff here from the front too. Just trading blows like Tyson and, I don't know, Holyfield back in the day without the ear biting just yet. But there's still, 6 minutes to go. So the chompers may just come out before the end of this race, before it expires anyway, the time here. But look at McEwen just searching for a way around, playing the patient game now. He knows if he could just keep the pressure on sustained for the next 6 minutes, the chances are that he might be able to just eke a mistake out of Munro, just increase as the time goes on. But this is really the test now for Munro, to keep his wits about him and just sort of pick and choose his spots where he can let Alex past. It's probably one of these main straights here, as he did before with that move. He hung it around the outside and then looked for the switchback and the really nice smooth move through, or the smooth run through turn 2 and 3 to get that run down onto the back straight where he actually made that overtake happen. So now they go into turn 1 with the roles reversed. Matt Munro really getting it close there to the side of Alex McEwen, and that's great aggressive driving there. No overstepping the mark either, but Alex was well aware of his situation and I think just backed out of it a little bit because he saw how close that Praga R1 was getting to the front of his, and back to the drawing board. But look at this, he's right there close to him as well. Doesn't want to let go too far. So I think he does have the pace advantage, as we saw earlier on when he was making up the gap behind Munro before they started battling. He was on average about 7 or 8 tenths quicker on the couple of laps that it took to catch him down. So certainly got the pace. There goes a bit of a lock up there from Munro. That's going to invite Alex around the outside here, but that radius of turn is too tight to be sailing it around the outside this time, just wasting your tyre pressure, but filling up the mirrors of that Mercedes-Benz looking Praga R1 all the way to the end of this race, and hopefully a bit longer. Let's go for one. Let's go for more laps this time because it's 17 minutes. We might get an extra one, ladies and gentlemen, which would be great. Hopefully Matt's got enough fuel in the car to get to the end, because now they're going to suck again up the main straight, Zach O'Reilly.
Definitely. Look at this. McEwen's gone around the outside. He's going to do the same thing I reckon he did before. Just put Matt Munro into a false sense of security. He's got the inside line and then maybe go for a switchback right at the last minute, but he's not. He's dedicated himself to the outside. They're right close to each other. Door banging down the front straightaway. Munro's not happy about it. He's going to try and keep it right there with him. He's neck and neck with Alex McEwen. He's on the slide. But then there goes Alex McEwen, takes the P1 head off Matt Munro mid-slide, but now he's going to return serve. He's Matt Munro. He's trying around the outside. He's on the disadvantageous side of the road here too. So McEwen right now, he's in the hot seat to keep this P1. Matt Munro and him are neck and neck. Look at that. Not even a wing between them at the front, but McEwen's got the whole shot and nudges him too as Matt Munro just turns in on him. Mate, I'll tell you what, the VR, you can tell how far you are in front of them, surely. But Alex McEwen has taken P1 here off Matt Munro. Are we going to see a return serve from Munro till the end? 3 minutes and 20 odd left here in this race. These guys have been racing very, very cleanly together. But is it going to be McEwen with the pace advantage, or is Matt Munro going to send it? He is, but he's going to show the nose just at the point of not. Tries a very aggressive move, thinks twice about it. The Hong Kongs have worn off Matt Munro at the moment. He's back into the complete normal frame of mind here, and he's just trying to make Alex McEwen go under his own wits about him and pressure. But again, just a slide at the point of the lot. That's been the Achilles heel for Matt Munro tonight. That corner, he slid it nearly every single lap through there and just loses a couple of tenths right when he doesn't need to. He can push it harder through here. You can see Alex McEwen do so. But that's exactly how he got the other position on that last lap. But he's too far away as Matt Munro to get a position advantage. However, there will be the minutest of suckages, maybe 1.5 inches at the moment between him and McEwen at this point in time. But McEwen's got a fantastic run onto the front straightaway. Just galloped away. It is now 0.6 of a second. And while that has all happened in the background, Captain Kirk has made his way all the way down from 10th into 4th place. Got past Nathan Hughes as well. Cracking driving from him as here in Sensational TV.
Yeah, great. Oh, a sensational drive there from Kirk, if you will. Just flying the flag there after a fair bit of bad luck tonight. So better times ahead there for Kirky. He's certainly got the skill set to be up there battling for the win. So there'll be more times and more wins ahead for the Captain Kirk. But that battle for the lead now has just starting to fizzle out. McEwen turning the screws slowly on Matt Munro. And I've picked up something here in the commentary box, ladies and gents, and I'll make you aware of it once we get up to that part in the circuit. But I can see where Matt Munro has maybe bitten off a little bit more than he can chew in the track limits department, and might be just slowing himself down every lap because of it. We're going to get there. It's one of the little quirks of this track mod that I remember when I used to race here. The green AstroTurf that is on the outside of some of these corners actually slows you down when you hit it. Now that includes, we're going to ride on board with Matt Munro now to see, that includes this little bit up here on the inside that Matt Munro likes to take his car across right about now. You'll see him come across to the inside. He avoids it this time. Maybe he's listening to the broadcast, but every time around he's hit that green stuff, and that does slow you down slightly along the straight, so that giving Alex McEwen the advantage that last time around on the overtake, and actually that was enough that I guess proved the difference between those two in the end. But Alex was just making a little bit of a mistake there, and Munro clawing back a couple of tenths. Geez, could we get a grandstand finish here with 30 seconds to go?
Geez, this could be exciting. We've got 0.6 of a second between the leaders here. Well, leader in one, Alex McEwen. Matt Munro fighting his way through. He's just ran a little bit wide there. He gained another tenth through that corner as well. Wonder where the track limit excursions are at a point in time for Matt Munro. Has he used up all the limit that he possibly can? Or can he just dive it up the inside and get some tenths back? It's 0.4 of a second now. It was 6. Now it's 4. Now it's nearly 3. Look out. Here goes Matt Munro. Last attempt for the lead. This could be the suck battle of the century here, ladies and gentlemen, for the final event tonight here at Wednesday Cup. Race 3, it's down to 0.3 of a second between Munro. And again, that corner has caught him out and he's way onto the grass there. And that is job done for Alex McEwen, I would say here, unless McEwen has an absolute mare coming into this final turn before the front straightaway. Can he get the nose pointed in an apex nicely? He can. And now Matt Munro, 0.4 of a second away, but it is increasing, decreasing, whatever the timing tower is telling us. But he's too far away for this one. McEwen's going to take the first win for him tonight out of all 3 races in the final one of the evening. Cracking stuff from him as he crosses the line in about 3.5 seconds. 1 and 2. Great driving from both of them. Clean, mean, and fast. McEwen first, Munro second. Falzon, beautiful stuff for a podium with Captain Kirk also recovering back down to 4th place. Nathan Hughes, gallant effort in 5th position also there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jake Buttigieg crossing the line in 6th. Had the pace tonight, just couldn't put it together there in that last race, but good results anyway. Jason McFadden down there in 7th as well, finding his form late. Brody Barber up and down like a yo-yo, but crossing the line in 8th position. Ferguson, you could say the same for as well, but he'll be happy with that. Sam Bensley there in 10th after a bit of a shocker as well. So promising signs there in the Bensley camp. Paul Buttigieg and Scott Warwick and Ezra Simons and Scott McEwen around out your top 14. The casualties, Elliott, Cook and Ward all there. I think Ward had some internet issues and played a bit of bowling there at turn 4. Not ideal indeed. But that is Wednesday Cup round 5 done, won, and we had fun. So hopefully everyone out there in Viewertown had a great time as well. It's been a good stream, ladies and gents. It's been a cracking race. What do we got? What do we got up next, Zach O'Reilly?
I'll tell you what, we are off to one of the best circuits in the world, if, in my opinion. I'll give you the hot tip. And if you're thinking in your head that you're thinking about, maybe Spa or something like that, it is Alton Park, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. That is an absolute belter. That is a cracking drive around any car, up and down, bumpy as hell too. So these cars are going to be teetering on the edge of suspension limits around there for round 6 of the championship, which is next Wednesday. As you know, that is going to be an absolute belter. And then we finish off the season in 2 weeks' time at the pinnacle of Australian motorsport circuit, Bathurst, Mount Panorama. Wow, what an end to a cracking season here at Wednesday Cup season. I think it's 15, isn't it?
Yeah, 15 now. Getting long in the tooth in the twilight years of Wednesday Cup, but no sign of slowing down at all. It's all systems go here at AK Racing. So if anyone that is out there looking to get started in sim racing, this is the perfect series to do it. It's quick fire racing on a Wednesday night. You're not going to be up all night. You don't have to practice. These cars are relatively easy to drive. The circuits are relatively well known. Practice is always a good thing to do anyway, but if you want to jump in, have a bit of door-to-door action, this is the perfect place for it. That's the Wednesday Cup. But maybe next week we can announce the cars that will be preceding this in season 16.
Yeah, can't wait for that guarantee. All the drivers out there will be excited. Also, anyone new coming in will definitely be really, really excited too. Cracking cars coming our way and very, very easy to drive with all that. It's a chopper cam. Starts to ascend up into the stratosphere at the moment, looking over the beautiful circuit of Interlagos that delivered us fantastic racing action here tonight. Nonetheless, a quick firing Andrew Ferguson in race 2 knew that the pit box was the quickest way to start the race, and boy oh boy was he right. He led for 3/4 of it before bidding himself. But that's in racing, gives you every single trick in the book. Cracking stuff from everyone. Great to have all of our viewers here tonight. As always, thank you to Ron and Heather for the donations as well tonight. We really, really appreciate that, and to all of our subscribers out there as well watching on. Been a ripping event. Still got 2 more to go. 2 weeks of Wednesday Cup hardcore action in the Pragas, and a big announcement next week for the cars of the next season, season 16 coming your way. But for now, Christopher Munro has always been himself, and he puts the M in magnificent. That is for sure. And dead set in the fair dinkum department. Zach O'Reilly is here with you tonight, and guess what? You're not. But for us here at Sensational TV, it's bye for now. And as always, keep it flat out.